In my view, personal growth really means that you're saying, hey, I'm responsible. No matter what happens, I'm responsible. It's like that's a really weird thing to think about in some cases, because of course I'm responsible when I yelled at you and I didn't deal with my emotions properly, but how am I responsible if you yelled at me? Well, if somebody else is treating me horribly, or horribly, even if it's like my partner just yelling at me for leaving the bathroom a mess or something, I don't know. But let's say your spouse is yelling at you, still you yourself are responsible for what you are experiencing, for your limits, for your boundaries, and for your needs. You're responsible, not the other person. You are. So if you have a need, or if you have a boundary, and you're not protecting that boundary, well, that's your fault. You need to protect that boundary. You need to step away, or you need to push back, or whatever it is. But in some way, shape, or form, you need to protect your boundary. And in the case of your needs, if your needs aren't being met, it's your responsibility to make sure your needs are being met in a wise and long-term thinking way. So don't just think, well, my girlfriend doesn't want to go to the bedroom with me, so I'll go with somebody else. That's stupid behavior. That's just stupid. That works for like one night, and then you have this scar on your soul for the rest of your life. So whatever. Anyway, it's all about personal responsibilities. So this is actually, to me, something that relates to spirituality as well, or esotericism. So you have esotericism and exotericism. Esotericism having to deal with how you deal with yourself, your relationship with yourself. Exotericism having to do with how you deal with the world around you. So spirituality, to me at least, has a lot to do with seeing the dualities of life, or the perceived dualities of life, and trying to see how they are not really there, how there's really no duality, and it's really one and the same thing. So one duality is the duality between self and other, and trying to see how those things are the same. So I remember about 3 or 4 years ago, I was asked, what do I mean when I use the word spirituality? And I said anything that lifts the veil. And they say the veil on what? Well, on experience, on the world, on everything, and the veil on everything. Anything that lifts that veil even slightly, that's what I would consider spirituality. Okay, my view has changed. That was what I thought back then. Right now, I see this sort of cartoon of a guy standing somewhere with a veil over his head, looking around at the world saying, there's a veil over the entire world. But that's stupid. It's a veil over yourself. As soon as you understand yourself, you end up understanding the other as well, or the world or life as well, because it's all the same thing. So to me, there's this very strong link between personal growth and spirituality. I don't mean burning black candles and or even like going to church or praying. Like those can be beautiful things as well, but that's not really my point with the word spirituality. That's just a very, very small and specific aspect of religion. And religion is a very large aspect of spirituality, which is even more than just religion. But I do consider this personal growth stuff to be spirituality. And I want to point it out because I just feel like there are too many supposed atheists who reject anything spiritual. Well, really, the spiritual domain can be very down to earth. It doesn't have to be about energies and crystals and soul streams and I don't know what else. But just about how do you deal with yourself and how do you experience the world. This is what I like about Zen Buddhism. Zen Buddhism is very down to earth like that. It's all about your relationship with yourself, your relationship with the world, your relationship with experience, with your thoughts, with your perceptions. What is that? How do I look at it? How do I deal with it? So I really thought that was interesting, and I'm wondering what you guys think about all of this. What's your view on spirituality? What's your view on personal growth? And do you see this connection that I'm seeing or not? Or do you just have a completely different view on it? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments, and see you guys next time.